A campaign over Gazette reversals. A boring election campaign. Doesn't want even to hear his name. Court cases to be reopened.
The leader, දේශයට මග කියන ප්‍රවෘත්ති පෙළගැස්ම.
Rather than the election itself, the date for the parliamentary polls has become a very debatable topic. The gazetted date is the 14th of November. The Supreme Court is hearing a FR case that seeks an order the election date goes against the Constitution. The Election Commission has handed over a detailed report to the Attorney General, who will use it for his court submissions due on the 4th of November. A campaign over Gazette reversals. At worst, some legal experts say the election will get put off by a few days. That will be immaterial. But, it being President AKD's first Gazette, the opposition is already making plans to highlight it and attribute it to his inexperience. Loyalists of the NPP say it is nothing compared to the fates that had befallen the gazettes issued by the so-called experienced ones. Parliament to be cleansed. Critics with the ruling side say a few days' delay won't change the final result. The MPP's campaign slogan is a clean parliament by filling it will the MPP. AKD is telling at all campaign rallies that it is up to the people on 14 November to clean up parliament. Ranil reacts. His predecessor, Ranil, is taking that up. The one who said previously that he won't be in the campaign is now touring the country for the rallies and does his utmost to create trouble with AKD. Ranil says the minority president has no right to call Parliament a den of thieves. He was speaking at a rally in Dambulla on the 30th of November.
Parliament හොරගුරාවක්ලු කවුද එතුමට අයිතිය කිව්වේ හොරගුරාවක් කියන්නේ මම අහන්නේ මේකයි කී දෙනෙක් ඒගොල්ලෝ 42යි 158ක් කියලා තියෙනවා මේ පාර්ලිමේන්තුව ගැන විශ්වාසය තියෙනවා කියලා. ඔබතුමාට තියෙන අයිතිය මොකද්ද හොරගුරාවක් කියන්නේ? ඔබතුමාට තියෙන අයිතිය මොකද්ද පාර්ලිමේන්තුව රද ගහන්න? මාලිමාවට තියෙන අයිතිය මොකද්ද? පාර්ලිමේන්තුව තමයි ජනාධිපති පාලනය කරන්නේ. ජනාධිපති කොහොමද කියන්නේ හොරගුරාවක් කියලා?
Persons like Chinthana Dharmadasa takes Ranil's reactions positively. He says Ranil issues challenges on his own. Politicians are the ones who fight for power. Youths are without the swag of older people, he says on Facebook. Attacks on Clean Parliament talk. AKD's Clean Parliament talk is getting attacked by some, including Chinthana. He says such talk only demeans Parliament. Parliament should have persons who can take the country's responsibilities and make laws for the people. Others should apply to work in a cleaning service, he says. Gas cylinder launches election campaign. The gas cylinder, led by Ranil on 30th, launched its election campaign. Campaigning is overseen by Prasanna, Ravi K. Muzamil, Tiran and some others who are not contesting this time. The campaign themed "It's Not Too Late for a Change" is being commanded by Ranil and Dinesh. A theme song has been released to coincide with the launch. It stresses that the experienced gas cylinder group is a must in Parliament in order for the country to be revived if it collapses again. Akila goes missing. Ranil is on the campaign trail on his own. His inner circle members such as Sagala are engaged on their own campaigns for election. Wajira and other party big shots are not making any appearance. Ranil attended the Panala rally together with Anura Yapa. Kurunegala district leader and the party's assistant leader Akila was absent on the occasion. He is not contesting, but Yapa inquired from Ranil about his non-appearance. Another person answered saying Akila was not well and was at his Colombo home. Normally Ranil goes to Akila's place to have his meals when in Kurunegala. This time he went to Yapa's. As he was on his way to Kandalama, Ranil phoned Pramitha and told him to organise a meeting on the following day. Pramitha immediately went into action and passed on the message to arrange things within the next 14 hours available. By the time Ranil arrived for the meeting on the following day, the hall was filled with people. He praised Pramitha, saying he gave him a challenge and he accepted it. In the past, J.R. Jayawardene used to give us such challenges and we learnt from them, said Ranil. A conspiracy, or what? Ranil met foreign diplomats in the past few days. Accompanied by Sagala, he lunched with the US ambassador too. It was said to be a decisive meeting about the country's politics. He had meetings with the top diplomats of India and Japan too. Ranil is up to something, some say. A boring election campaign. The atmosphere that prevails is quite unlike during an election time. It's almost like an election in Europe. News as well as gossips in the media look boring to many. A few like opposition's Sagala, Lanka, Dilith and Ranjan campaign with a call for a clean parliament. TV and radio stations cannot find any candidate with repute to attend their political talk shows. YouTubers, too, are at a loss, as they are without a chance to earn a few fast bucks. Critics say a lack of fighting spirit is the reason for the situation. NPP, missing in talk shows. The biggest issue faced by the media is finding NPP candidates for their programs. The JVP has prohibited its candidates from attending without prior approval. The reason seems to be that those candidates are still without an understanding of what the government hierarchy does. Some who attended talk shows got humiliated. For instance, Namal Karunaratne had no answer to give when Harshana repeatedly inquired if a $200 million loan was obtained from the World Bank. Namal uttered some trivialities before saving his face by saying he stands by what Minister Vijitha says. When his candidates spoil things in that manner, Vijitha has to make lengthy clarifications to get things back in order. Infighting in Ranjan's party. The Supreme Court, on 30th, cleared Ranjan to contest for Gampaha from UDV. The court dismissed a FR petition filed by an independent candidate without taking it up. In actual fact, a SJB big shot had been behind that petition. Ranjan contests from Lanka mobile owner Ali Raja's party. It is said that Ali Raja spends many millions to buy candidates to contest from the party. Now, infighting has come out into the open. Just on 30th, Colombo candidate Prasanna Adhikari held a media briefing where he criticised the party very strongly. That came even after a group arrived and influenced him not to speak to the media. He questioned the party's owner, its constitution, party convention, a leader without civic rights and a dual citizen national organiser, Ali Raja's connection, cheap tactics by Lanka's media network, etc.
මාධ්‍ය තුලත් දේශපාලන පක්ෂ මේ සියලු දෙනා මතු කරන කාරණයක් තමයි සුභාස්කරන් අලිරාජා මහතා සහ එක්සත් ප්‍රජාතන්ත්‍රවාදී හඬ කියන පක්ෂයේ සම්බන්ධය මොකක්ද? සම්බන්ධය ඉතා පැහැදිලිනේ. එක්සත් ප්‍රජාතන්ත්‍රවාදී හඬ පක්ෂයේ ඇඩ්‍රස් එක බලාගත්තා නම් ඕන කෙනෙකුට අංක 20 කොටාපාර බොරැල්ල. ලයිකා ෆවුන්ඩේෂන් ආයතනය. මේ ඔක්කොම තියෙන ආයතනයේම තමයි එක්සත් ප්‍රජාතන්ත්‍රවාදී හඬ පක්ෂයේ තියෙන්නේ. එතකොට මේ රංජන් රාමනායකගේ රංජන් අයියාගේ හඬද ක්‍රිකට් ක්‍රීඩකයෙක් වුණ තිලකරත්න දිල්ෂාන්ගේ හඬද එහෙම නැත්නම් භාස්කරන් අලිරාජා මහතාගේ හඬද කියන එක අපිට දැනගන්න පුළුවන්.
That's how ill-gotten money is spent on games to gain political power. Ranil saves $1,200,000,000. Ranil says his removal has saved money, 400 million saved on cheese, 400 million saved on cashew nuts, and another 400 million saved on his 16 bodyguards. In all, I've saved 1,200,000,000, he said at a meeting. Since he doesn't occupy official quarters, he said he found no issue with that. Let CBK and Sirisena remain in theirs in the name of humanity, he also said. Ranil is in an attacking mode at election rallies, taking jibes at AKD and Harini. He even offered to teach the constitution to the latter. Doesn't want even to hear his name. Irida Deshaya had a piece of gossip last week about something Ranil said at a meeting with candidates in the Western Province. The election, government performance, political future, etc. came up there. A few participants mentioned the biggest opposition figure when the boss told them not to waste his time by talking about that one. Court cases to be reopened. Court cases against a number of politicians facing bribery and corruption charges are to be reopened. The case against Lohan is to be taken up again. He stands accused of storming the Anuradhapura prison while being drunk in September 2021, taking out 2 Tamil inmates, ordering them to kneel down and threatening them at gunpoint. The Anuradhapura Magistrates Court will hear it on 30th January 2025. Also due to be taken up is the immigration and emigration case filed by the CID against Diana. At the same time, complaints lodged by the JVP in the past are to be investigated promptly. All that is a warning to those who issue challenges to the present regime. That's it for today.
The Leader දේශයට මග කියන ප්‍රවෘත්ති පෙළගැස්ම